Welcome. I'm Melissa Matassa-Stone, Board President of the United Way of Missoula County and Development Co-Chair, along with Kobe Stone. Thank you for joining us today. We are recording this meeting to share with those of us who aren't able to join us live. 2020, what a year. Susan will give us an update in just a few minutes. Then we also have a special presentation on how to infuse some self-care strategies into your holidays and all year round. First, let's jump right in with a short video. If you've already seen the video we launched this year, I hope that you, like me, will enjoy seeing it again and being reminded of the important work we do with our United Way.
Problems. The ones that erode our community. The ones that divide us at coffee shops and dinner parties. The hidden ones no one has solved. We go looking for them. In unforgiving parts of town and seemingly docile neighborhoods, we find every dollar we can to address them. But we are more than fundraisers. We are hand raisers. We are stop talking, start doing, take on the impossible game changers. We lead the way. United, we confront homelessness in Missoula. United, we stand up for children and families who need our help. United, we reach out to those at risk of suicide. No matter the obstacles, no matter the odds, we surround our community's most critical problems. And we fight. We fight for those who need a voice and those whose names we do not know. United Way of Missoula County fights for the education, financial stability, and health of every person in our community. Because change doesn't happen alone. Hope isn't a one-man band. We are all connected. We have one life, and we must live united. Together, there is a way.
It gets me every time. Thank you to JCCS for sponsoring today's event. Not only does JCCS run a Pacesetter campaign for the United Way, and there'll be more on that later, but they're also our accounting firm and have been for at least 20 years. We're proud to be your partner. So Friday and today, those of you who had RSVP'd, especially our ambassadors, those company leaders who manage their workplace campaigns, received a self-care tools kit made possible by JCCS's sponsorship. We hope these goodies give you the lift to take care of yourself this season and in the years to come. The kits include items like a self-care list, votive candle, lip balm, doodle pad, a game, which my kids promptly ran off with, sticky notes, and a massage coupon to make things a little bit easier for these important volunteers. Our staff will make sure any of you ambassadors who didn't register ahead of time still get a kit. I'm happy that Brenda Payton from JCCS is here with us today. Brenda, would you please say a few words?
Yes, thanks, Melissa, and thank you everybody at United Way for allowing us to sponsor this event. At JCCS, we strive to connect with our clients and become trusted advisors and partners to create a better future. United Way shares those same values. They are always focused on the future, what they can improve today to make tomorrow better. We are honored to have worked with United Way for more than 20 years, supporting in their accounting needs. We get to see firsthand not only the tremendous support that they receive from this community, but also what amazing stewards they are of the donations. I'm proud that we are able to show our support by running a Pacesetter campaign and being today's sponsor. So now I'll hand it over to one of our community's most visionary leaders, Susan Hay-Patrick, CEO of United Way of Missoula County.
That's very kind. There's not much visionarying going on up here today, let me tell you. But I'm really glad to see so many of you. And thank you, Brenda, so much. And JCCS, I don't know what we would do without you. We are so grateful. And thank you to all my colleagues and our board. I'm glad to see that some people that I emailed personally to invite showed up. That's a good note to self. I appreciate that. And my colleagues always tell me like when to talk, but they never tell me what to say. And I'm just gonna have to wing it because it's been that kind of a day today. But you know, we always say at our United Way that we focus on solutions, not problems. That's been a challenge in 2020 because none of us saw a pandemic coming. And that enormous problem has highlighted all the other problems that have been sort of percolating just below the surface in our community and country, but which really exploded with the virus. Things like inequities in our economic, education, healthcare, justice, education, I said education systems, in virtually all of our systems. The crisis of finding high quality, affordable, available childcare, hunger, homelessness, the country divided over race and politics. And then as the t-shirt that I love says, and then COVID. So 2020 has stressed our organization physically, mentally, programmatically, organizationally, personally, just the way it stressed all of you, your families, and your organizations. For a long time, it's felt like any light at the end of the tunnel was probably an oncoming train. But there have been bright spots, plenty of beacons of hope, like the hundreds of individuals and organizations that donated hundreds of thousands of dollars to our COVID-19 fund to enable us to invest in the lives of so many of the people and organizations that make our community work. Service and gig economy workers, nonprofit organizations, and childcare facilities. We are still investing in those organizations from our COVID-19 fund. The dozens of businesses and nonprofits that, to use that overused pandemic word, pivoted to find new ways to provide programs and services in a very tough time. And like the spirit of connection, teamwork, love of community, and support for each other that characterizes my colleagues at United Way, and which I'm sure is present in your workplaces as well. I'm not going to give a laundry list of all the things that we work on. The logos at the end of that video, I think, really do demonstrate the breadth of our programs that are focused on making life better for everyone. You know, we always say we all do well when we all do well, especially our most vulnerable neighbors. And I do want to talk about a program that we've been spending a lot of time on because it's been very prominent in the press and in the media in general. There's a lot of misinformation and some disinformation about the temporary safe outdoor space for homeless people that United Way has been involved in. So I'm just going to briefly touch on it. I think now is the time of year when our thoughts tend to turn to the least among us. And certainly, I think there is something to be said for a community that is looking out in this way to try and provide a temporary safe home for people who literally have nowhere else to go. So the temporary safe outdoor space is a safe, healthy, secure, staffed 24/7 encampment on private land on Highway 93 South that prioritizes serving with dignity people experiencing homelessness during the pandemic who are not accessing other services. The capacity is 40 people. A goal of the temporary safe outdoor space, TSOS, is to connect people with services and link them to appropriate, attainable housing appropriate for their situation. It's a partnership between United Way, Missoula County, Hope Rescue Mission, and other nonprofits, the faith community, local businesses, law enforcement, first responders, and Reaching Home, Missoula's 10-year plan to end homelessness. There are 22-person tents on the site on platforms, spaced for social distancing. There are bathroom facilities, hand washing facilities, a giant dumpster, lockers, outreach workers, case management, wellness screenings. As I said, links to, it's a service-rich environment. When people say you're enabling people, we answer, yes, we are. We are enabling them to take steps to a better, healthier life that will benefit them and will benefit our community. Why is this necessary? During the pandemic, no local providers of food, shelter, or services have been able to operate at full capacity simply for health and safety reasons. Many people who are not accessing available service or who face barriers to accessing those services are living in unsafe and illegal encampments like the Reserve Street encampment, in their cars, in neighborhoods. A number of them are veterans who have served their country in the US military. We think a safer option for our community than these environmental safety, health hazard places where they're living now is to provide a safe, legal, secure environment with services that can reduce the demands on emergency responders and the healthcare system and result in better results for everyone. It's funded with federal CARES Act money through December 31, and United Way and the other service providers involved in the temporary SOS are working hard to raise funds so that we can operate it through the spring. Again, maximum occupancy of 40 people. It's a low barrier site, meaning it is behavior based. Participants are required to sign and initial a code of conduct every time they enter or leave the space. We don't imagine that a lot of people will be coming and going. That's not how it's set up. There's no trespassing, there are no guests. United Way, our United Way, specifically my colleague Eric Legbold, our Director of Impact, worked tirelessly, and I really mean Eric worked tirelessly, on the logistics of opening up the temporary safe outdoor space, securing all the hard goods and soft goods that we need to make it, you know, what we think it can be for unhoused people. Hope Rescue Mission and other faith organizations which have experience and have built relationships with people in encampments and with homeless people living on the streets are going to be managing the site. Our involvement is largely over, other than as a champion of the project, because we really believe it is better for our community. I want to say, and I've said this to the many angry people who are critical of this project, you know, we don't romanticize homelessness. We don't underestimate the challenges and the backgrounds of some of the people who fall into this category of people not housed and not accessing services. We've all had our own encounters that we wish we hadn't have had with people experiencing homelessness. But we don't demonize them either. And again, at United Way, we believe we all do well when we all do well. We believe in enabling people to lead their best, healthiest lives. This is not a permanent solution. That's why it's called the temporary safe outdoor space. But until our country and our community marshal the will and the resources necessary to bring an end to homelessness, we are compelled to find temporary solutions. This is one of them. We think it can work. We ask you to join us in supporting it, in spreading the facts. You can go to our website or the county website, read the frequently asked questions sheet about the temporary safe outdoor space. Perhaps don't believe everything you read on social media. I know that's a shocking concept, but let's give it a chance. Let's give it a chance. And let's give the people who have no other place to go during this cold COVID winter a chance to, an opportunity to secure what we all want for ourselves: a safe place to sleep at night, food on the table, and the opportunity to lead a healthy life. I didn't mean to get so emotional talking about it, but I do feel strongly that it's the right thing to do for our community. Now, before Erin goes, Susan, you're going wildly off script. Let's see, what else am I supposed to do? Oh, remind you of an opportunity to support our healthcare heroes during the holidays. We asked the CEOs of our local hospitals, what do healthcare workers want during the holidays? And what we heard was that they want our community to be safe. They want their families to be safe. They want to be safe. They want us to mask, practice social distancing, and stay home if we can. We can't do that alone, but we did create a program to provide $30 Visa gift cards to 500 healthcare workers that we're asking folks to step up and match so that we can help 1,000 healthcare workers. $30 isn't going to change anybody's life probably, but it maybe will enable them to get a meal to go, have their laundry done at a laundromat, buy an extra present for someone in their household. We're calling it, there are a lot of H's in it, so I never get the name right, but I think it's like Holiday Hope for Healthcare Heroes. You can support it by going to MissoulaUnitedWay.org, and 100% of your donation will go to give a little bit of holiday cheer to the people who are really on the front lines saving lives. And not just the doctors and nurses aides, but if you're working in healthcare, you are stressed, whether you are answering the phone at a nursing home, whether you are trying to enforce mask requirements, trying to tell people they can't come visit their loved ones. So it's we're administering it through the Employee Appreciation Program at local healthcare institutions, hospitals, nursing homes, assisted living facilities. So again, just an opportunity to let people know that we're thinking of them, especially at this time of year. Now, I think before I'm told I'm going wildly off the rails, I believe that Rosie and I have the opportunity to thank and announce the results of our pace setter companies and thank our ambassadors, the wonderful people who represent United Way, who are our ambassadors in your workplaces.
Yeah, thank you, Susan. So thank you everyone for joining us. And I especially want to shout out the ambassadors who are on this call, on this Zoom right now. I think, you know, we didn't really know what campaign would look like this year. And I know Erin and Susan and I really had to put our heads together about what we were going to do and what this was going to look like and how we were going to kick it off and how do we not have our kickoff celebratory cocktail hour, and how do we not get together and have this engagement energy around campaign this year. But I have to say, after doing an extensive amount of presentations, virtual presentations at so many different organizations, I am so happy to report that the United Way magic is still here, that we've still got it, this community still has it. And I'm just so happy that I got to share that with so many of you. And, you know, unfortunately, I can't, you know, stand up in front of all this staff and, you know, have our usual get-togethers, but I'm glad that I still got to see so many of you over Zoom and got to answer your questions and talk about the issues that are facing and how United Way is solving them. So yes, United Way is the magic. I love it. So I'm gonna share my screen super quick. And so for those of you who are saying, well, I actually have no idea what a pace setter campaign is, that is totally fine. A pace setter campaign for United Way is usually just the campaigns that we are able to finish first, that I present to and that get their forms and display their online donations and earlier than normal. It does not mean that if you're not a pace setter, your campaign means less to us, but that these are just the campaigns that we have results for so far. And obviously this year looks a little bit different than what we've done in the past, but I just wanted to celebrate some of our campaigns this year because I'm so proud of our ambassadors. So I wanted to start, we are going in alphabetical order. So I wanted to start with Adventure Cycling Association. This year, well, their ambassador is Beth Peterson, and she is a tireless hero for United Way. And their average gift this year was $228. And I think that's really incredible, incredible for them.
I get to thank Blackfoot, which is our partner in so many wonderful things. The average employee gift from Blackfoot is $267 and total employee giving $2,678. So thank you, Blackfoot.
And next is Clearwater Credit Union. I wanted to thank our ambassadors, Brian Fitzgerald and Heather Donnelly. You guys are awesome, you know it. And it's been so much fun working with you both. And so, you know, this year we had 2 separate day of actions. If anyone's participated in our day of actions before, we had 2 of them. And Clearwater Credit Union sent 2 different sets of volunteers on our day of action in September, one to United Way and the other one to Parenting Place. And it was great to be able to see people and to, you know, help support our community. And the total employee giving for this year from Clearwater was $10,007.
Let me just add that if any of you ambassadors or anybody want to hear a great United Way pitch, you can call on Brian and Heather from Clearwater because they got it down. They got it down. My pleasure to thank D.A. Davidson. We have a great relationship with them. They've been our endowment managers for many years. They fully matched their employee gifts, and employee giving was $3,700.
Next, I want to say thank you to First Interstate Bank and their ambassador, Zane Weber. Every year, First Interstate Bank has a volunteer day where their employees get to go out into the community and volunteer. And this year, First Interstate Bank employees made over 200 hygiene kits that will be dispersed through Salvation Army and also during the point in time count so that we can, it's like a unhoused person census count essentially. But that is so excellent and so much help. And so their employee giving this year was $8,086.
I get to thank First Security Bank. They are the lead sponsor of our Imagination Library, which I think, as you know, distributes more than 3,000 books in Missoula, Mineral counties every month to kids 0 to 5. And this year, with our help, it got started in Ravalli County too. Scott Burke, CEO of First Security Bank, is co-chairing our 90th anniversary celebration. We will turn 90 in 2021. There's no truth to the rumor that I was there at the beginning, by the way. First Security Bank has the most medallion gifts so far this year, with 9 team members, each giving over $500, and employee giving totaled $18,705. We are so grateful to First Security Bank.
And next to our sponsor, JCCS, first of all, thank you for sponsoring. Once again, in addition to helping us keep everything tidy, they also had a team at Day of Action this year at the Boys and Girls Club, and they helped repaint a room. And so it was really great that JCCS employees get the opportunity to get out and help the community. And their giving this year is $2,928.
In a tough year for anybody in healthcare, as we were saying earlier, Providence, Montana's average employee gift was $497, with employee giving totaling $14,418. Providence, Montana and St. Pat's support so much of what we do at United Way, and Rep. Karen Myers serves on our board of directors, and they are great community partners. So thanks, Providence.
Up next is Stockman Bank and their ambassador, Colleen Stickles. Stockman has been such a great community partner for us. Last year, they're the hosts of our Thanks for Giving event. And this year, their average employee gift is $226 for a total employee giving of $3,170.
And shout out to True North Steel for matching employee gifts, $654. I don't really get that. Plus, I don't know. I'm an English major. Total giving of $1,072. Sorry, Rosie. But thanks, True North. They're a longtime supporter.
Up next, United Way in Missoula County. It says here that our ambassador technically is Susan Hay Patrick, but I'd like to think that every United Way employee is an ambassador. You know, we talk the talk and we walk the walk, and this is our 16th year of 100% employee participation. And I think that is so incredible that we not only do all the incredible work that United Way does, but we also support it ourselves. And I think that's something that I'm incredibly proud of.
And I think by tomorrow we'll know the actual totals because, but
yes.
I
Yeah.
am very, very grateful to my colleagues and to our board for 100% giving. WGM Group, average employee gift, $532. And employee giving was a total of $4,796. I'm going to throw in $4 more, I think, Melissa, just to get you to 4,800. So thank you, WGM Group.
And last but not least, Wipfli, their ambassador, Christy Cody, has been such a great United Way supporter, and I really enjoy our great conversations about how United Way impacts our community and how she was personally impacted by United Way, and it's just something that really, such a great moment. And so I wanted to congratulate Wipfli for being one of the first Pacesetter campaigns to come in, and their total employee giving this year was $412. So thank you so much to all of our ambassadors and all of our campaigns. If you have any questions about how campaign works and all that kind of thing, you can absolutely contact me. If you have any questions about your own campaign, you can feel free to email me or give me a call.
So thanks to everybody for joining us, and Rosie and Aaron are here to help. And, you know, Brian and Heather from Clearwater too. But seriously, we want to give everybody, you know, our job is to give everybody the opportunity to help improve Missoula, build a better, stronger, healthier, better educated Missoula for everybody. And I just am so grateful, and just call on them. As we promised, we have a entertainment section of our party today. It is my pleasure to introduce my colleague, Rosie Ayers, who is the Director Coordinator of Project Tomorrow Montana, our suicide prevention initiative. And she has been just an amazing and wonderful addition to our staff. I don't really like it when anybody on the staff is funnier than I am, but Rosie definitely, Rosie definitely takes the cake. So to introduce our video, it's my pleasure to introduce Rosie Ayers.
Hello, everybody. As you already know, Project Tomorrow Montana is a public and private partnership that brings us all together and brings together our community resources, professionals, and those with lived experience for suicide prevention, awareness, and postvention. But I know I'm speaking to the choir at this point, preaching to the choir. But what I wanted to talk to you about real quick as I introduce this video is that during this holiday season and the pandemic, we're aware that it's critical that our outreach and training efforts continue and expand. We're invested in the health of our whole community, even each one of your individual health. And we're so impressed and delighted that you're here with us today. Now, we recently asked one of Project Tomorrow's greatest heroes, Tina Barrett, to talk to us about self-care strategies, because one of our favorite forms of self-care is laughing with friends, and we count each and every one of you today as our friend. We also invited the hilarious comedy duo of the sisters in shopping, Lulinda and Lucinda, to join us. They are a ridiculous pair of local celebrities, and you may recognize them a little bit from their day jobs. So, with no further ado, I present to you an interview with Lulinda Smith and Lucinda Lith, sisters in shopping, SISSOS. This is a great time to go get a cup of tea and enjoy.
Hello, and welcome to Shop Unique Channel, SUC, Suck Television. I am Lou Linda Smith.
And I'm Lucinda Leah.
Should have been sisters.
Sisters in
Shopping.
SIS.
SOS. Help us help you. And
That's
today we are helping the great folks at United Way of Missoula County.
That's right. Here in Montana.
Missoula? Oh, is that what we said? Missoula County. That's right. We have been here many times. We love it here. Missoula is one of our very favorite locations to help out in. And today, what we want to say is our community needs United Way. And guess what? United Way needs you.
That's right.
I need you.
And I need you.
Perfect,
That's
right?
right.
I would also like to congratulate this year's pace setters.
The pace setters.
You know what
Who
the
are
pace
they?
setters? I
No.
don't
Is
know
that
either.
like when you have an operation and you get a...
I was thinking more like the marathon people. Like
Oh,
they're the ones
right,
that
that's
like, they're
right.
like, it's all right, I can
Okay.
keep going. Not that I've ever run a marathon, but I did win a backwards walking competition in fourth grade.
Yeah, keep going, darling.
Oh,
Tell us
so
about the
sorry.
pace
Yeah,
setters.
So thank you, pace setters, for leading the way for United Way of Missoula County. Did you know that this month you can join United Way to provide hope for local healthcare heroes?
Oh, that's nice.
How? Just by making a special holiday donation. Ooh,
That's so lovely.
it
Yes.
is, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
It says here, thanks to a grant in the COVID-19 fund,
Ooh.
your $30 donation will be matched. That's
That
very
is
nice.
the only fun thing I've ever heard
That
about
is-
COVID-19.
I know, it's
That's the
supposed to
fun.
be
That puts the
untrue.
fun in fund, doesn't it? So yeah, if your if you give a $30 donation, we match it. We match that. Isn't that amazing? That might pick up dinner for one of our healthcare heroes. It might support a local business, or even get their kid an extra Christmas present this year. Bring a little holiday cheer. Right?
Oh, that's so
Oh,
exciting.
and all you have to do to learn more about how to give is to go to MissoulaUnitedWay.org.
All right.
Isn't that
amazing?
Yes.
Tell us about our guest.
Today we have an amazing guest. I tell you what, I'm
That's
so
right.
excited. Today we are talking to Tina Barrett.
Oh,
Yes.
I thought her name was Tina Barrett.
That's
So
her
cute.
stage
That
name.
would be, I know, that's good.
That's right.
Mine's Fifi Garfield.
Mine's Buffy Montana.
Oh, very nice.
How? I know.
Seriously,
Isn't that
what are the
amazing?
chances?
Totally true. To learn more, right here today with Tina Barrett, we're going to be talking about self-care strategies.
I like nothing
I know,
better.
to help make this holiday season a little less stressful,
That's
a
right.
little bit better, because this year in particular, I'm a donkey on the edge.
It's been tough.
We're gonna-
That's right.
I barely made it here
That's
today, let alone through the last several months.
It's all right, darling. Keep going. So,
Okay.
self-care.
I know.
She is
Isn't
here.
that amazing?
Yes, did you see that she is here with the project tomorrow?
Well,
No.
You know, Tina Barrett is the executive director of Tamarack Grief Resource Center. Tamarack Grief Resource Center is also a great champion of Project Tomorrow Montana, a part
Yes.
of United Way of Missoula
For that
County.
time income.
I know. So, with that being said, we are going to talk about self-care today. We have a list of 19 amazing ideas to get you started with your self-care. 19 is a great number.
It
It's the
is.
name of my oldest child who won't leave my house right now, who I'm quarantined with. 19 things. That's a great plan. Tina, why don't we turn it over to you and you can tell us a little more about self-care.
And maybe about yourself first.
That's a good way to start.
So many options of where we could go from here. But first of all, I love you bringing in, like, this has been hard. Like, self-care during the best of times can be darn tricky. And so to say, dear Lucinda and Linda,
Lou Linden.
Lou, Linda, I was going with the abbreviated.
Oh, yeah, like a nickname.
affectionate.
Like
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
your name is Rosie
Lucinda
and I
Linda.
call you, yeah, okay.
But how can we take care of ourselves during these tricky times? And so my hope for everyone that's gathered near and far to be with us is, like, how can we find our anchors? Like, really concentrate on what is it that helps you feel grounded? What helps you find your center during the trickiest of times, and how do we take care of ourselves? So some basic strategies could be like just to think of all your senses. What is it that you see that helps you feel more centered? What is it you hear? What do you smell, taste, touch, all those ideas?
Now, I'm still back on centering your anchor.
I once centered my anchor. It was a mess.
And sometimes once is not enough. So this idea,
There you go.
right?
Well, that explains it.
I'm getting it.
All
Yeah.
right.
Now
Right.
get what you're laying
So
down.
your five senses, what you see, what you eat.
It could be different for everyone.
If you smell.
Okay, okay.
It could be different for everyone. So we're thinking of what works for you. And if you try something else. And if something's not working, toss it out, but learn some new ideas. So for some people, they might think about a favorite place they've been to, a spot in their house, someone that they're with. What is it that helps them feel grounded and like their best self, their highest functioning selves during these hard times?
Right. So say you're with someone, you're thinking about something, and they're there, and they're not working, you toss them out.
That's right. I like this because I grounded my son the other day, and that was very grounding for me.
Okay,
Right?
good.
Everybody's a winner.
Yes,
Yeah.
okay,
That's
keep
true.
going. I like that.
So even to imagine, what are the things that bring us little bits of peace and beauty in the hardest of times? And so I think we should tease apart self-care versus self-indulgence a little bit.
Oh, I like this because self-care is not a luxury. It is a necessity. Am I right about that? Am I right about that?
You are right about so many things, and that being one of them. Top of the list.
So back to your idea about taking a teasing comb and separating out two different things.
Yes.
Elaborate on that if you would,
So I think we
Tiny Barrette. Just teasing you. Like a teasing comb.
just to you.
Yeah.
So when we think about self-care, I think we use self-care and self-indulgence interchangeably a lot. And self-indulgence is we feel like we earned something. We deserved this, so we're going to take advantage of it. That's fine, but that's not what we're talking about here today. What we're talking about is self-care. Like, what's my future self going to be happy for? What's going to help me feel better in the long run? But it's going to take a little bit of effort. It might require taking the time to fill up that bathtub and just soak right into that warm, healing goodness with the candle and maybe the cup of tea alongside. It might be opening that door, bundling up and getting outside and moving our bodies a little bit. Simply being outside can be regulating and help us feel more centered during tricky times. It can take a little effort to get out of bed and get dressed and get your boots on. Taking the time to reach out to a friend that you get strength from, who you feel centered with. But I am going to stop, I'm going to make the phone call, I'm going to settle into the couch, dial someone up.
I love these ideas. Number one, I often just walk outside of my house when I can't stand those people in it anymore. They've been in there for like 9-10 months without any stopping. And sometimes I just send them all outside at the same
Send them all
time.
out.
I never go outside, but I can see where it would have a pull,
Oh,
perhaps.
wow.
I don't know. But let's get to this list because I do have some faves on here that I do.
I want to hear all
And
about
many
it.
of those things that you said are on this amazing list.
Okay.
That's right.
Number one, it says make your bath or shower that much better by making it a little ritual, right? Yeah, turn your nightly shower into an impromptu aromatherapy session. Oh, I live with 4 boys. I can tell you what my bathroom smells like on a regular
That's right.
basis.
It seems like your little fancy bags have all kinds of tips and tools to make that smell
is
better.
True. That is true.
Absolutely.
And one of
Absolutely.
my new rituals when it comes to my shower is I don't allow anyone to talk to me for 11 hours afterwards.
That is not indulgent. That is a necessity.
It is.
I would say.
Yeah,
Definitely.
they just put their little fingers
I've
underneath the
noticed
door.
here that you talk about staying hydrated, and I just wanted to know, like, what all constitutes hydration? I mean, some people think that, it's got to be, H2O, but could I have, like, a Moscow Mule? Does that constitute hydrating?
This kind of jumps back into the self-care versus self-indulgence, right?
Okay.
So water's a great go-to. And let's start the day and make sure we
That's
add water, and it might take a little effort.
Add
What if
our
we
water like a
added-
scotch in water.
Yeah. What if it was a scotch in water?
Great questions. That's still within that self-indulgence category. Good to know.
Okay,
Like,
how
that's
about
what we're doing.
Orange juice.
but making sure to hydrate.
What about orange juice with like champagne or vodka?
Because then you've got the color
Yes.
and you've got the flavor.
Yes.
Right.
Yes. So
Yes.
what we're talking about today was around self-care, which would be
Self-care,
okay.
the orange juice and the water.
Are you trying to say like sins alcohol, like not the alcohol?
What we're
Like,
saying is
leave
we're
that
not
out?
judging that. That's just a whole different category and topic for another
I
day.
like that you're not judging, because who doesn't say that Boone's Farm does taste good, right? Everybody went through a Zima phase, did they not?
So right.
Man, I miss Zima.
I love this one. Plan a spa day. That's very nice.
That does.
And I noticed they've got some coupons in there.
They did.
So we could just plan to use some of those
Oh.
for a spa.
That's a great
Wouldn't
idea.
that be nice? Could you say hypothetically use someone else's coupon? Would that be indulgent, or would that be, I really needed that, I'm taking that, baby? I think that's a good question.
Like if we just took this one out of the bag
That's
with
right,
us
yeah.
today. Like,
I mean,
just put that in your jacket. Just put it in your jacket.
I'm just curious.
Did you see how good that felt for everyone? You got to share it with someone else. You got to receive it. Like there's so much goodness happening
back
right
to
there.
the massage, right? Let's just say I'm not able to go out right now, right? Let's just say I'm being safe and inside. What if I say, like, get my husband to give me a foot massage, but then call it self-care so I don't have to reciprocate? Does that count?
That sounds like a great self-care strategy.
I like that.
She's on the same page finally.
You do not have to be unselfish to take care of yourself.
Now, there are a couple things on here that I'm also curious about. One says pet a dog or a cat. Now, I personally don't really even like cats, so I don't quite understand. Do you get to choose? What if you don't have a dog? Do you go get a dog? Will a hamster work? Are we talking about, how about a ferret?
How about
Oh,
my
these
fur
are
coat?
How about
such
a
good
chinchilla?
questions.
How about my new microfiber blanket from Costco?
How about a marmot? Okay.
How
You
about my
can
hair?
catch a marmot.
My hair is a
I
little
think-
bit alive.
That's right.
So a piece of what we're talking about here is also that we're physiological beings. And so we're trying to like activate our neurotransmitters. And if we know that feeling that of a good solid 20-second hug when we're held close and we lean into a hug and the kind of the love hormone is released, that oxytocin goodness. Well, that's an option.
Is that
but
the
also
stuff that you have
dogs,
to show
cats,
your ID
snuggling.
for at the
The
pharmacy?
oxytocin, is that the
This is something you just have running through your body right now. And what you're trying to do. Lucky you, little Linda.
you make the oxytocin.
So when you hug
make it.
someone, you might want to be going, 1,001, 1,002.
Yep, you just want to hang on to them and say for the full benefits, like, keep snuggling in here, sweet thing.
Well, all right. Okay.
See
For
what
that oxytocin. Write it out. I don't like journaling.
Write it out.
out.
That's one of the suggestions.
I had a journal. I wrote everything in Pig Latin because I didn't want anyone to read what I wrote, and then I couldn't make out what I said. And then, so what's
Oh,
the difference?
that's so clever. I actually love that idea. If any of these ideas that don't work for you, toss them out. And some do. The write it out can be like climb into it. There can be so much sifting through our internal experience. And
I'm sorry,
if we
there's
don't
a fly or something in here.
See what? Toss that out.
Maybe got it.
Toss it out. All right, keep going. That idea doesn't work for you.
But journaling, if we take the time to really stop and reflect, sometimes it's not just the first few things we write down, but really pausing and saying, and what's going on for me? And what is it I want to communicate on? What am I sifting through? And what's my core message? What's challenging me? What is my need? What is my want? And really giving space for that. That's the write it out of not just like reporting matter-of-factly on the day, but taking it to the next level a little bit. What might that be?
Self-awareness. Really choosing my words.
That's
like,
right.
really get down deep with myself and then
That's
say,
right.
I will no longer put up with relinquishing the remote.
That's right.
And
I'm
that
over it.
clarity.
I cannot watch one more episode of Mandalorian or American Pickers.
That'd be nice. That'd be nice. I think I'd be more inclined to have, like, buy Kool-Aid. Right? Yeah. you know, indulge. That's right.
Oh, yeah,
What
that's
could be wrong? I mean, that would be hydrating at the same time, and you'd be getting your sugar intake,
That's
right?
true. That's true.
And a little red food coloring, number 3.
I like this next one.
Okay, yes, go on.
This next one is try breathing exercise.
Or just try breathing. I mean, because
That's true.
yeah,
That's true.
You're not even going to have to reflect if you can't do that.
That's right. That's right. Tell us about the
I think we toss out breathing so lightly, and we do laugh
We
about it
do.
as kind of the go-to of really, is this what I'm going to do? And yet it's kind of our most basic thing. We can get so stressed in our body that our shoulders are almost up to our ears. And like release those.
Yes, release.
Go ahead and take a big breath in and a big breath out. And imagine what you're sitting on. Is it hard or soft?
Well, I was
Wiggle
gonna
your
mention this couch
toes,
is a
like
little low.
really settle in. It's adorable. And it might be a little low.
Yeah.
You know, I did a lot of breathing exercises back in the day when I was having babies. I did that Lamaze breathing to get my child out 19 years ago.
That's
And
right.
lately, I'm thinking maybe I could try those again to see if I could get him out again.
Well, there you go. There you go. Always revert back to what worked the first time. Remember when your nose used to whistle when you did some breathing? That was so much fun, and then you had it fixed.
That was too much fun in the 90s.
Laughter is the best medicine.
Laughter.
Isn't that the truth?
Isn't that
You can't find that at the pharmacy.
No, you
Not even with an idea.
Get
What a
enough
pity.
sleep. That's another one. Number 19 is get enough sleep.
And sometimes we need whole new sleep rituals during these times because our days are kind of blending into one another. So
That's
how
right.
can we set ourselves up to sleep well and make sure we're carving out the time to let our bodies get
Sure,
rested and
yeah.
rejuvenated and
Things
letting
like
the
one
new
of
day be
them
a new
white
day.
noise machines. I set mine to dryer.
Okay.
I like that. I like that. On the previous page, it said cuddle something like a pillow, and so I sent my husband to the other bedroom. That was my new sleep ritual. I cuddled the pillow.
Absolutely.
I did not need that snoring.
And I noticed the first 2 words after get enough sleep are don't cheat. And I would say that for sure. And I really don't want to talk about that because, you know, I'm on my own right now. It's true.
But I'm with you.
That's
You're my
okay.
pod.
All right.
You are my person.
That's right.
I couldn't exist without
It's why I don't journal, but don't get me started. All right. Anyway.
Okay. Anyway, final question. Are you ready for your final question? This is one I'm really needing to know.
Okay.
So, let's just say I'm really, really sad. Like my dog has recently died, my dad died, my plant died, the collagen in my face died, my Botox lady, she didn't die, but I haven't seen her in a long time and I feel like I'm a little living dead. Right?
Right.
Okay. So do I still have to buy my mother-in-law a present for the holidays, or is it self-care to refuse to buy that woman anything? Just asking.
There's so much in
For
that
a friend.
question. The amount of grief during this time, the amount of kind of collective sadness that we want to give space to, the tendency towards toxic positivity that we want to find an at least or bypass some of the trickiest times that people are going through, and how can we indeed set some boundaries around what we want to do or what we don't want to do. Some of these boundaries, when you talk about do I have to buy a gift for this person, we also want to set our future self up for what are we going to be happy for. Are we climbing into an experience that's going to be trickier down the road, would be more peaceful, possibly just to create a moment of peace by extending grace in some way. You get to decide that. And if you're feeling this profound sadness, figuring out that space you need. Is it that you need someone to talk to? Is it that you need a big cry? Is it that you want to put on something that makes you feel stronger or more centered or more stable, or a really cozy little cheetah fleece?
Did you read our minds?
Did you read my mind?
Crazy girl. You were such a nice guest, and all of you out there were such nice guests, and thank you to our helpers and our stagehands today.
So again, just to remind you, if you want to learn more about making your holiday gift, visit MissoulaUnitedWay.org. We'd like to thank all of our sponsors for this and everyone out there who is living united today. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Well, talk about a hard act to follow. I, I wasn't prepared for the bras at the end, but that was awesome. I remember bras. Thank you. Thank you, ladies. I'm a little afraid because I know you both know where I live and that you might come over. But I am very grateful to Tina, Dr. Tiny Barrett, and to our lovely ladies, Lucinda and Lulinda, or whatever their names are, for reminding us that we do need to practice self-care. This is hard. We need to give each other and give ourselves grace. And I want to thank everybody for being here today. I do believe that hope is on the horizon, but that we have a long way to go. We're in a marathon, not a sprint. We've been saying that. We don't have any idea what the future holds for our organization or our community, but for me, it's always better to live in hope and possibility than to focus on pessimism and problems. So I hope you'll join me in doing what you can to help United Way continue what it can do to keep our community strong in the months and years ahead. So with that, I hope you have a wonderful evening. I think I'm going to go hydrate and wish you all the best. And very, very grateful to everyone, to JCCS, and for all of you, for all you do for your community. Thanks so much. Have a great evening.